morning. Good morning. Today it's a little bit windy and I didn't take one of my bigger scarves. I just borrowed my love's bandana because, I was so sweaty yesterday after using one of my bigger scarves. So cross our fingers. I hope this is going to work anyway. I'm going to walk down by the beach, but I will use that little path and to help us a little bit with the wind. Yesterday I had such a great day, and I was thinking about, first I want to say I heard this, I was listening to this pod yesterday, and it was so funny because yesterday I was talking about fake it till you make it, and then I heard this guy say something really interesting because he said, because he was talking about the same thing that I was talking about yesterday. And he said, it's not fake it till you make it. Oh no, I forgot it now. Let me see. Fake it till you wake it. That's right. Fake it till you wake it. And he described, until you wake what's real you, until you wake what really needs to shift, and it was so great, and I thought, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, but I still like fake it till you make it anyway, but they're both true. Fake it till you make it and fake it till you wake it. So, but I just thought it was cool. And here's the thing. Something that I just love about when you're on your path, when you're on your road, is that when you're walking it, and that means even when you're faking it, it comes to the part, and I guess that's what's, is awaken everything. Then suddenly everything starts synchronizing. Everything just starts to come in line with you, with people, with, whatever it is. So yesterday, everything that I talked about yesterday, I heard again from other people. And that's how I felt many times. When I walked the Camino, I didn't have any tools. I got the tools on the Camino. I started to listen inward and not outward. And what I mean by that is listening to my heart and not so much to my brain, but to my heart. And when you start listening to your heart and you start being guided by the soul, that's when you are where you're supposed to be. That's when you start being who you are. And yesterday I listened to 4 different pods, and it was like taking a injection of like vitamins right into the soul. And so I can't stretch that enough to listen to other people, be inspired by other people, and especially if you're having a bad day, especially if you have the ego chatting in your brain or in your ear, then just snap out of it or helping yourself by listening to other soul people. And because it does help. Yesterday I had a great day and I did not feel like I needed it. And here's the thing, when you're at your top, I would guess this is about the same when if you need medicine to be healthy, or like almost like if you need medicine for your brain, your mental healthness, and you start taking them and you start feeling good, and then suddenly when you feel really good, you feel like, I don't need it anymore, I'm fine, and you stop taking them, and then you're going downhill again. We've all seen that in movies, and we heard that before. It's the same thing here. When you do your soul work, you change, and you bring that light up, and you take light in, and suddenly maybe you feel that, oh, I don't need to do the soul work that I used to do every day. Okay, it's going to be a little bit windy now, guys. Oh, my Lord. But it actually is, you know. You heard me say yesterday that now I need to do my work. And sorry. I've been so aware about everything down here on the beach since that morning with this guy trying to molest these women. So I'm a little bit extra sensitive to what's going around me. But anyway, you need to continue your soul work every day in order to stay shifted. And because otherwise it's so easy for the ego to start shutting away in your head. You don't need that. And as soon as you don't, then the ego starts a strategy by breaking you down again. See, you can't finish anything. See, I know you couldn't do this. You knew that too. See, it's for other people and not for you, and so on and so on. And so you need to continue doing the soul work every day. And I do. So yesterday, I felt that I had been a few days where I hadn't put down the work the soul work that I sort of got used to do. I do at least 2 hours soul work every day. And speaking about doing the soul work, you might think, oh my God, I don't have that time. I need to get up at 4:30 in the morning, like it is today, right now. It was harder for me to get up this morning, so when the alarm went off at 4, I snoozed for 15 minutes. But anyway, God, the wind. I love the wind, but the microphone doesn't. So, but anyway, I get up at 4:30 because I need to go to work. I have 2 hours commute to work. I have 3 kids that need to get out of bed, and I need to prep them for school, and whatever it is. I know that. But you know, there's so many ways you can do your soul work. It's so easy today. Because we have, all of us have a phone. All of us have a phone. All of us have headphones. And I do most of my soul work on my way to work. When I clean the house, when I do the dishes, not a house, our apartment. I wish I had a house. I constantly walk around with my headphones when I do the laundry. Like yesterday morning, in our apartment building, we have washing room, a laundry room in the basement, and so you book a time, and I had my time from 7 to 10 yesterday morning. So anyway, so that's when I do my soul work. And when I have this wonderful neighbor, and she's like, Camilla, I always see you walking around with these headphones. And I tell myself, please, Camilla, stop listening to all this music and just enjoy the world. And I said, yeah, I understand. You said, but do you know what I do? And I told her what I do. And she's like, oh. So there's always time. After you left the kids at school, when you're in the car, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If you have 2 hours commute, when you do the dishes, like, integrate your soul work into whatever in your ordinary daily life, because listening to others is one of the best tools. Being inspired by others is one of the best tools ever to do your own soul work. And so it doesn't have to be so difficult. There really are no excuses for you to not give yourself at least 20 minutes a day to do your own soul work. So, and you'll be surprised how fast things will change if you stick to it, if you are being consistent in doing your soul work. And I do it my way, and you will of course find your way, your people, your soul people. But do it. Try to find them. Explore. Because what if is what I just want to say. So I have to do it. I have to do this soul work for various reasons. But I think we all need to do it every day, because we all been brought up with this chatter noise that is constantly telling us that we're not enough, that we're not doing well, that we're not gonna get what we want. And because we believe this voice, because we've heard it since we were young. So it's like everything else. Do you know that every morning when I'm down here on the beach, there's this couple. She is training, she's jogging, but it's a weird jog, but we all jog different. But she's down here working out about 1 hour, 2 hours every morning, and her husband is biking right next to her. And I don't know if she's training for a marathon or why, because it kind of looks like it. Ever since I started this a few years back, when I started doing these soul walks, I meet them every morning, and so it's the same thing. One day she started, and she's continuing, and she will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And that is the same thing with our soul work. We need to do it every day, so we get stronger and stronger and stronger, and more resistant, especially resistant to the chatter, resistant to it, the ego just taking control of our lives, and resistant to, it would be an easier access to your tools faster. In the beginning, it might take a whole day to snap out of maybe feeling low, depressed, sad, insecure, whatever it is. But the more you do this work, it will be so much easier for you to really fast snap out of it. It might just take half an hour, or 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. Because if you practice your work, you will find your way, the tools that works for you the best. I'm noticing more and more that dancing is one of my favorite tools. And yeah, I try not to do it in the morning out loud, you know, putting the stereo on freaking high. But there have been mornings when I felt that, okay, I need to snap out of this mood. And I just put my headphones on. I've created a playlist on Spotify that is called Dance Cammy or something like that. And I add songs to it almost every week with a new song. Music that makes me want to dance, music that makes me happy, music that brings that light into my soul. And so if it's really early in the morning and I feel that I need to snap out whatever negative mood I'm in, I just put my headphones on and I just put on that track and I start dancing. And I always laugh when I talk about this because we have neighbors really just across the street. They can see right into our living room, and we can look into their living room. And I sometimes wonder if they see me and going like ugly dancing, cool dancing, and what they think about that. I wonder. But I don't care. Maybe that will bring some joy and happiness for them when I do my ugly dance. So that's just a lot of fun. And but especially in the afternoon, I just love to cram that music up and just dance. Anyway, so when you find your tools, use them, do them, you know, and live them. That is the best tool ever. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is a shame. Sorry, I'm jumping from one thing to another. I really got affected by everything that happened the other morning. I find it hard sometimes when I'm here so early and I see men especially, and when it looks like cars or whatever are out of place, where I feel like, this car should not be here right now. And I get suspicious and a little bit scared sometimes. But I'm just gonna slowly check out what is going on here. Anyway, yeah, so yesterday, one of the pods that I was listening to, I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if he was leaving or staying, but he was leaving. One of the parts that I was listening to yesterday really hit home. I remember the time when I went to this weekend, the Soul Week, this course a few years ago, and everything that teacher was talking about, I recognized, because I've lived it. I lived it. What is he doing? a second. Anyway, I lived it many years ago, and anyway, I'm just gonna stand over here. And sometimes I'm being really surprised. The thing is, I'm so visible because I'm all red today. Totally red. You know, I need to snap out of this now. I need to just let the police, the Nazar in me just needs to stop chattering in my head. I'll just continue walking. But anyway, I've told this story many times as well, that even though you hear a repetition of things you already know, and hang on, I dropped my earplug. I couldn't find my other headphone set. Hang on. Just can't. No, don't like him. Just walk away. Even though you hear a repetition of things that you already know, you'll hear something new. So, and sometimes it's also giving you validation that you're on the right track, that you're on to something. When I walked the Camino and stuff came to me, I was surprised. I had never heard about some of the things, and I felt a closeness to the universe that I knew existed because I felt it as a kid. I've told you when I think I was 6 years old, that time when the universe talked to me, or if you prefer, God. And but I interpreted as God at the time because that was the only source I knew, or the only source I've heard of before. I didn't understand that you can hear your inner voice talking to you. Now I do. But it sort of refers or helps you understand that you're not alone in the universe, that there are other people that go through and feel the same things as you do. God morgon. So nice. God morgon. And so yesterday I was listening to Kathy Heller, actually, and it was amazing, and how she was talking about when we find it, and the it is where you have the most fun. And I was gonna say it's not like when you go out partying with your girls and you booze up, but at the same time it is as if when you're out partying with your girls but without the booze. It's another kind of high, and because electricity, it's energy, and it's wonderful. And oh, my hand, I have to switch hand. It kind of falls asleep sometimes. And it's because when your soul speaks to you, when your soul is sharing who you are, or showing you who you are and where you're supposed to be, you feel this energy, this tingling feeling inside of you. I think I've told you about that time in 2010, when I realized that I did not know who I was at all, and I needed to do a 180 change in my life, and in order to do that, I need to just sort of map it out, write it down, and I've given you some of the tools. So you write down, what do I love, what brings me joy, and in that, doing that, you start to align yourself with the energy, your energy, the energy that's going to help you move forward. And I remember actually when I was telling you this story, I said that I was home from work and I didn't realize why I wasn't at work, but it's because before then, weeks before then, I really got physical sick, because that's what happens when you're in complete turmoil, like I was there in 2010, and I was at my lowest low, and I felt that I had to do something. It had gone so far that I got physically sick, and when I sort of pulled the handbrake was when I thought I had a tumor, because there was one day I was sitting and paying my bills. Oh my God, there's so many mosquitoes here too. I was sitting down to pay my bills, and usually when I pay my bills I have a notepad next to me and I write down all the numbers and I make sort of calculations, and before I start doing on the computer, I don't know why, it's just the way I do it. And I was going to write down the number 100, and suddenly I had no idea what 100 looked like. I couldn't remember what 100 looked like 100. I was trying to write the number 10, and I couldn't remember what 10 looked like, and I started panicking. And that same day, or if it was the day after that or something, I was gonna go out in the kitchen and get a cheese slicer, and I couldn't remember what the name cheese slicer. I knew what it was, but I could not remember the name for it. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm down here because they used to have these huge elderflower trees, and every summer I used to come down here and pick elderflowers and to make elderflower lemonade, and I love that. And I have my great grandmother's old recipe, but I noticed this past spring or winter that they had cut them down. And I actually cried because that's what I do. I think it's called foraging. I don't have a backyard, I don't have a house, but there's so much in the nature that's there for free. And so I have my little spots here and there, and where I can go and I can pick cherries out in the wild, where I can pick elderflowers. This is my elderflower place, where I pick mushrooms. plums, blackberries, strawberries, yeah, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, so where was I? Yeah, suddenly I couldn't remember where the name of things like fork, cheese slicer, it was gone. And I was so sure that I had a brain tumor. So I went to the hospital and to the doctor and told him I think I have a brain tumor. And he asked about my life and told him about the stress I was going through, and he said, no, your brain has just shut down because you burnt out. And he was such a sweetheart because I didn't believe him, and he sent me off to do is it called a CAT scan? But they sort of did an MRI on my brain, and he showed me then later my brain and someone with a brain tumor, so I would really understand that I was okay. I just needed to breathe, and he put me on sick leave, so that's why I was home. But anyway, that time I had watched this movie, P.S. I Love You, and I was trying to figure out what was my issue, what was my path, and I was watching Tom Cruise showing Oprah about the screenplays at their winter home, and the way he started talking about being on set. And suddenly I felt this, flickering in my heart and flutter of butterfly wings inside of me. And I knew exactly what he was talking about, because that's how I feel when I'm on a movie set. That joy, that energy inside of me, that happiness, that you're one with the universe. I freaking love it. Absolutely love it. So that's when you know when you're aligned with what is you. And there were two things, or one thing, there were so many things that Kathy said yesterday, but there was one thing that I really took to heart. And she said, we are all born with a mission or a gift, but we're also all born with something that is broken, that we are called to heal. And we have a gift that we are called to share. And because I know when you have a gift is meant to share, because it's not yours, but it's yours to give to others. And when she started talking about that, I started feeling this fluttering again, and about a part of me that's been with me since I was, as far as I can remember, and where I always felt that it's a calling. I don't really understand how, but that's not up to us. The how is the universe. We just need to align with our gift. And she said something beautiful too. The brokenness, what's broken that needs to be healed, is also what makes us so wonderful and so 10-dimensional, and something that just gives us our goodiness. I don't know, I was going to say cuteness, but you know what I mean? That lovable thing that is just us. And so I was thinking, yes, I could feel it, because I think we all feel that there's something that we need to mend, and we all also have something to give. I know that I have friends that don't know or are stuck in the ego swamp and doesn't know what's their calling, and but they're also too scared to find out, and it's comfortable to just stay in your swamp and not change. And but I'm telling you, even though it's hard in the beginning to do the work and you feel like a fake, and it's like coming to a new country and you feel lost and you feel insecure and you don't understand the language, just keep on doing it every day, because after a week you'll start figuring out the pattern of the culture in this country, and then after a month you've learned yourself some new words, and so just stick it out and do the work, and then suddenly you're up on your path and you're living it. All right, guys, I'm actually going to stop right here because I can go on and on and on and on, and it's better I just stop here and I'll start another pod episode. I do want to go out to the docks as well before people come down to take a swim, even though it's really cold today. But here in Sweden, we don't fear the cold. We skinny dips in the middle of the winter as well. I do too sometimes, but I need to have a sauna right next to me. But anyway, I'll see you in the next episode. Have an absolutely amazing, wonderful day. I will. And I think I'm just going to walk out to one of the swim docks and sing. That's what I'm going to do right now. So lots of love and have an absolutely amazing day. Kisses and hugs. Puss och kram. Bye bye.